who got in the win column last night. The Dubs topping the winless Pelicans on the road. Draymond Green posting a monster triple-double, while Steph Curry and D'Angelo Russell combined for 50 points. These are all sentences I've not gotten to say in the last week and a half, guys. And here, in fact, is what Steph and Draymond had to say after the game.
Everybody loves to label you when you're down and when you're losing. That's easy. It's easy to get on TV and say whatever you want. It's easy to just, throw darts at a team that's trying to figure it out based on how much, success we've had.
We still have a lot of improvement to do. When I said we sucked last night, I see a lot of people blew it out of proportion. A lot of former players who ain't never led blew it out of proportion. We suck, and we're still not very good. But I've actually known how to lead my entire life, so those that have never led shouldn't probably talk about leading.
If you want to get on, say whatever you want to say, fill that 24-hour news cycle, that's cool with us. We still gonna hoop and just play basketball.
So someone clearly showed the Warriors some videotape of, as they said, former players getting on TV to talk about them. I asked our beat writer, Nick Friedel, I was like, who are they talking about? And he said that there wasn't like a name that they gave. Do you have a theory?
My thought is Charles. I mean, Charles on opening night was pretty cold.
Right, but well, maybe that they're referring back to what he said at halftime to Clay. I don't know. They were talking about the last 24 hours. Apparently, the Warriors are angry, but Chiney, I want to know who's going to get the last laugh, them or their critics.
I think the critics actually are going to get the last laugh just because the Warriors have been so good for so long that they've been immune to a lot of criticism. Coaches always say that winning covers a multitude of sins. Well, that's how it's been for the Warriors, and now that's not the case. And it's been their defense that's been the issue, in my opinion, because the Warriors are unique. When they have this defensive philosophy of anchoring their defense on the perimeter, most NBA teams anchor their defense in the paint, like helicopter bigs, like Anthony Davis or Rudy Gobert. They anchor their defense on the perimeter. Well, they no longer have Klay Thompson. They no longer have Andre Iguodala, no longer have Sean Livingston. Even KD at 6'9" gave you length on the perimeter. And that all masked the aspect that Draymond Green at 6'6" was able to hold the paint down. Now you have D'Lo and you have Steph. Those guys, defense is not necessarily their strong suit. So, yeah, they feel a little bit more exposed, and we have a right to talk about it.
Well, I think also, though, last night was a really important game for Draymond Green because he stepped in front of the microphones, said some things the last few days, right? And he said, you blew it out of proportion. Okay, now watch. This is the first play of the game. And Draymond, instead of passing to Steph, instead of passing to D'Lo, takes it to the rim, okay? He has an option here, and he has not necessarily always been aggressive like this offensively. He tends to be more of a point guard mentality in that power forward role when he has the ball there. But for him to go, okay, this is how we have to play. I can't eat fourth anymore. I can't be deferential anymore.
Well, he's not fourth anymore, too, by the way. It's him and Steph.
It's him and Steph,
on the court.
That's it.
So, and they will need more plays like this because one of the problems is their defense is still going to struggle, right? I mean, there will be a lot of nights, as Steve Kerr himself said, where we look like this. And so what their offense is turning into is a much more of a half-court offense. There are made baskets at the other end that is then forcing them not to have those transition buckets that were so much a part of their motion offense. And so I think we are going to have to see more of that from Draymond, not just taking responsibility and charge, but making those kinds of play. The X's and O's have to follow too. It's good for them. They got a little bit of their swagger back last night. The truth is always in the middle. It's not as bad as it looks. It might not be as good as it might look, and we will see what happens from here. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.